Hello, my name's Will. What I do here at Quell is I talk a lot about staff safety. Now, this is the second video of just a short series of videos I'm putting together in the core subject of lone working. And if you go back to the one before this, which is close supervision and support, you'll see I talk about the 5 main subjects. And on this subject, the second one, I just want to talk about home working, or again, which is tagged onto it now, hybrid working. We get a lot of clients that come to us and ask us, are they doing the right thing, or should they do anything to improve their staff safety while the staff are at home or working from home and going to meetings obviously outside of their home? And I say, well, let's look at the basics of it. Communication is a big thing. It is. If you've got staff members that are working solely all day on their own, how are we keeping in touch with them? Yes, we're seeing emails going backwards and forwards. We're seeing maybe the odd text, might be a call. But how frequent is this happening? It's interesting when I've talked to staff, and some staff were saying to me that they've actually had days where they've not physically spoken to anybody. The Teams used to be a big thing. You see people popping up on Teams. That seems to have dried up a little bit. Zoom, I mean, we use Zoom. Zoom is, shall we say, not used as much. So there has been this slight detachment. It creates an isolation of the staff. So one core factor I put across is, right, have we actually sat down and worked out how we keep in touch with our staff? Have we done, which I talk a lot about with clients, have we got even moments where we get the staff together, if it's virtual, and have a chit chat about anything? Just pick a subject, holidays, anything. Even anything off the news, obviously not to depress you. But the thing is, do we do that? I then say, well, how do we actually get them to log in, log out? I'm not being cruel. Some clients say, well, it's easy because when they log on the system, we know they're okay. It doesn't work like that, does it, in a sense? So I get them to work out what is that, because that's what the main thing is. So anyone working home, I always say, well, how do we keep in touch with them? Then I talk a bit about the hybrid as well. Yes, I know there's that part. I can feel someone thinking it right now. Well, what about the way they sit? Yes, that's all health and safety. That's all dealt with by the health and safety. Let them do that themselves. The risk assessments of the workstation, everything. That's nothing to do with me. I'm looking more when they're on their own. Then you look at it for those that are what I call hybrid. So they go to meetings or they go and do visits. So they leave their home, go to a visit, do a meeting, and then return back. How do we keep in touch with that person? Do they need any form of device? Do they need any form of equipment? How are we keeping in touch with them? Are we making sure that they get home after they've actually had that specific meeting? We take very for granted now our mobile phones. The mobile phones are fantastic, we all know that. But how many of you have rang somebody and they've not answered and actually physically said to yourself, where are they? Because that's what I try to ask staff and management to do, is to sit back and say, yeah, okay, the staff are working from home, but how do we keep in touch? What is our system? One of the easiest systems of all, WhatsApp group. Not being funny, a WhatsApp group. We use them. We keep in constant contact. When you say that to people, they say, oh, well, but what I also point out to a lot of staff that I've been speaking to that work from home, has any of you ever felt ill at home? Has any of you ever felt a bit dizzy? Has any of you ever felt a bit sick? Quite a lot of them went, yeah, actually I've had that, Will. Do any of you live in houses with stairs? Not being funny, can you fall down the stairs? Are you having anything done at your house where you could trip over something? And it is quite amusing when you hear them and they all go, well, yeah, I can. So the main thing about, believe it or not, home working or even that hybrid is having that point of how do we communicate frequently throughout that day. There's more to it, obviously, so please check out my other videos. It's just a short video just to highlight it, because I always find if we highlight something and we create a conversation, well, then we naturally put shall we say, measures in place to protect staff. Stay safe, whatever you're doing. Thank you for watching. Please continue to watch, and bye for now.